All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for My Hero Academia, Season 8, Episode 5.
Bakugo,
He did it.
you did real good.
He did it.
Yeah.
You might be on the ground like this.
Yeah, exactly. But you still did it.
You know what? Mm-hmm. There you go.
99 all for one. He's gone. Gone and gone.
Gone and dusted.
Yeah.
Just so satisfying.
Returned to nothing.
Didn't kick the baby, but you know what? I'll take it. Biting
The spike and
the desperate, attack at the end.
Watching
and then
as it starves.
explode down the yeah.
We take those.
Fantastic.
So, I think that leaves Deku and Shigaraki, which, okay.
Yeah,
Good luck.
This is still a 1v1 that I don't generally put Deku in the lead for from just a stats standpoint. So I would love to see what it seems like a lot of the openings have been hinting is just the class coming around behind him, and we get a lot of support here. Now, there are literal many characters that are out and down for the count that will not help here,
and you don't
or are far away. So,
and you do not want to get too close to this battle. But that being said, All for One's defeated. Literally any other remaining resources, if it can do something here, do something here.
Yeah, but we are literally dealing with someone that was so powerful that wiped out a city.
And that was before a lot of the crazy shit.
Yeah. So touching anything with Shigaraki is automatically we're screwed. It's so bad. It's so bad. So Deku, just keep this in a grappling match.
Tire him out.
Maybe this is where our the oldest theory we've had for the longest time is actually going to come about, because the opening for this season does hint at that of reaching the heart, reaching the young boy.
Hey, we've been building up to it the entire show. Let's end this with a good old-fashioned talk no jutsu, but you might have to wrestle him down a little bit.
You might have to get to that first.
You can do that.
Yeah. But y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, going back a bit. Yeah, we're trying to save this country and the world.
Yeah. Okay.
We can predict him, yeah.
Sure.
But Shigaraki just wants to destroy everything, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, this could be a world ender.
Yeah.
And by foundation, I mean literally like terra firma. Like.
Right. Oh. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
Alright, just keep him on the back foot.
He died.
He says with a smile. Yeah. Oh. Okay.
Whoa.
Good shit.
Yeah. History's greatest.
Okay,
villain.
that's a pretty rough title.
Yeah. Oh.
He's gone.
Yeah.
Somehow, we need to wear him down.
Oh!
Shit! Just like that!
He just took the quirk?
Maybe. I think so. Oh, shit.
That changes everything.
Shit, Shigaraki has it now? Yeah.
But hey!
Sure sounds handy.
Yeah, it's truly gone.
Alright.
The
Might get
visual
more
of
than
the
one
hand
next time.
coming in.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and
Now
you
we can
see
avoid it
coming.
way better. Okay, okay. Hey, if he's going on the offensive, then you don't need. Well, he won't benefit from danger sense at least.
Right, you're still trying to save me, aren't you?
You bet it
Oh
is.
my god.
We do not want to be over solid ground right now.
Feels like Aang with Firelord Ozai. You don't deserve to live in this world. In my world.
Oh yeah, even with the little rock.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Whoa.
Damn.
We've been knocked about.
Yeah, but what would be sacrificed?
Right. He even used it as the Quirk factor to keep them all from getting. What a reasonable thing to bring up. Then the whole thing it's done.
It's toast.
Oh. Yeah, he's touching the ground.
Well, shit. Okay. And just like that, the end of everything has begun.
Whoa.
All right.
God, this is epic. Oh.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Ruin incarnate. Yeah, he did just mention Spinner. He did mention Spinner.
That's true. That's true. He has people that he cares about.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Sick.
Nice. All right.
Oh, we're just getting started.
All right.
Oh,
yeah, send that debris back to the ocean.
And nothing the ground.
Nice. Okay. All right. Good.
Oh, danger sense. Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Oh, there goes an arm.
Okay. He wasn't able to avoid that. Cool.
Yeah.
Right, because danger sense alerts him to things, but if he still can't see it, he doesn't know exactly how to respond. Well, okay, that is bad.
Oh. Damn.
Yep.
Damn. What a sad line.
Uh-huh.
Oh, the drums?
That's right. That's right.
Damn. Sure? Yeah,
I mean,
he is,
yeah.
though. Yeah, look deeper. Oh.
Yeah, but that little boy showed himself not that long ago. Yeah. Okay.
Literally having the avatar past lives being like, nope. You needn't
just
climb
need to
over
smash
that
it.
wall.
Yep.
He could have destroyed it. He's ruin incarnate. That's
Yeah.
right.
And
Which
while it
means
might-
part of it is fueling him. Yeah.
And while it might be from a previous season, in universe time, it was not that long ago.
Yeah.
What?
少年はすがっているんだと。その奥には等しく人の心があるのだと。
Yes. 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 You too can be a hero.
今から俺の言う通りにしろ。
Oh shit. Okay, okay. What do we
お前
got?
にかけるよ。9代目。ワン・フォー・オールを手放すんだ。
Whoa.
I love it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
マスター
Oh.
Send us in there to find him.
いたよ
Yeah.
Wow. All Might.
夢。いや、
No.
この感覚
That's you connected to him. Yeah.
Yep.
あの時と同じ。
Right.
なんだ今のは。なぜあれが脳裏によぎった。
Oh.
お前は完全に消滅したはずだ。消滅してなお残り火のごとく。
Well, shit.
どういうことですか。
But how long can you keep going once you give up all, one for all?
二代目。あれは奴の中にあったいくつもの小さな怒りや不満、記憶、いわば奴の決意そのもの。
Damn.
だがヤギが隙を見つけた。
Oh.
あれはおそらくスター&ストライプとの戦闘でついたの。
Cool.
Oh, sick.
肉体ではなく精神。
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
このまま力比べを続けても勝ち目はない。
Yeah, you might as well just run if they're going for that
内から
fight.
攻める。ワン・フォー・オールを譲渡という形で傷にぶつけ。
Yeah.
待って、言ってることがよく。
Yeah, yeah.
私なら使われるだけだ。譲渡の解釈を広げるんだ。わからんか。
Oh.
イメージでしよる。あの幼馴染はお前にどうやって物を渡すかな。
Oh.
今日は篠森さんだけが奪われた。なら一部だけの譲渡もシステムとして可能なはずだ。
Like if you willingly jump? Yeah.
ワン・フォー・オールの一部。
Oh!
繋いでいくごとに。
So you use one for all to give one of them to Shigaraki!
Yeah.
でも変則はこの戦いの要だ。失敗したら死柄木に。今動けなければ死ぬ。
Yeah. He's dealing with the recoil. Yeah, this will clear that.
Oh, nice. Okay, okay.
今の反動状態がそのまま。
Sure, sure. There's a possibility that
Cool.
Shigaraki won't feel the recoil properly and it'll fuck him up. Yeah.
今最も過酷な状況にあって、それでもなお心を諦めない。この少年が正しいのだとし。
I want to believe he's in the right. Yeah.
この後に及んで力が惜しいとか死の恐怖じゃない。年寄り、この子はいつまで経ってもこの子にとってワン・フォー・オールは
Yeah.
It's the first thing he got from you.
憧れのヒーローがくれ
Yep.
た宝物なんだよ。
頼んだ。
ああ、マイヒーロー。
My hero.
Wow. Okay.
やります。
All right. Let's go.
Oh. God, his body is not going to be able to handle
Final
this.
push.
とてもヒーローには見。
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
that's-
that's
ah!
the episode. Oh my
Brutal.
God.
Okay.
Wow. As far as a narrative gambit to basically have built up this whole thing with quirk factors and one for
Yep.
all to set up the Deku gives up one for all to have a chance at reaching the
Shigaraki.
scared child
Yeah.
within Shigaraki that he holds on to, not because it's something that is like a weakness he's trying to cover up, but because that coiling mass of pain is what is like fueling him. It is
Right.
actually the thing sustaining him. It's not a weakness to him, it's actually his strength.
Yeah, it's the deepest part of the fuel for his fire.
Right.
Yeah.
And yet to us, then it is a weakness because it's the, if we introduce something different into that
To
environment,
disturb that, then suddenly, oh hey,
then it unravels. And
Yeah.
the scary thing with that is that they're also undermining the idea of saving Shigaraki and more about if you actually could destroy Shigaraki, you would have to attack that thing that you are right to see Deku, but it's not for the purpose of saving him. It's for the purpose of actually like splitting open a wound, like an opening.
Yeah, it's right. It's both thing, right?
Well, it's both, but it's not guaranteed to be a character win as much as it is a battle.
Yeah, on the
win,
surface, without Deku's perspective and approach to this, it's just Green Goblin, you attack his heart, right? Like that's effectively what they're needing to do here, right? And that's you're right. And the thing is, so what I love so much about this, beyond just the poetry, of yes, Deku giving up one for all, and memories that I have of yes, the idea of giving up, like the protagonists giving up all of their powers in order to do the big thing that needs to happen, right?
Classic.
Yeah, it's awesome,
yep.
Right? Like that.
It works.
That in a lot of ways I like so much better than the I will die as the sacrifice, because that's in some ways that's easier, or it's more possible to like romanticize, right? Rather than no, I will now go back to living the day-to-day life as
workless
just a regular person
in a Quirk society.
Right, because so much of this is like the idea of these stories where the regular person gets all the power. Yes, it's the fantasy where then they get to do the right thing and stand up for people and all that stuff. But it's also and now the thing that you believed was within yourself, that you were special, that there was greatness within you, it gets confirmed and you get to live that out. Right.
Yeah.
But also, you don't need that in order to be special, to be great, all of that. And so giving it up, how perfect is that, right?
Yeah, and I like it as well because we're also setting it up in a meta way to where that won't actually be enough to beat Shigaraki. It's just going to be enough to reach him.
Right.
But then Deku has to extend a hand and risk everything.
Oh, yeah.
Because if Shigaraki, I feel like what's going to happen here is Shigaraki's going to be given all the agency to end Deku, like kill him, just absolutely kill him.
Yep.
And I don't think Deku's coming out of this just quirkless. I think he's going to be coming out of this potentially like horrifically hurt.
Oh, sure.
And
just the damage that's been done already.
Well,
right?
the damage that's been done already, for sure. But I think it might be more the thing of where, like, oh, he actually, like, nearly dies, and we don't have just somebody that can heal him back to, full, no problem or what have you.
I absolutely think that's going to be the case. And it's set up in a nice way because the idea of using gear shift, right? And it's the no, use me. They're like, well, but Black Fog, that's less useful. And it's like, no, gear shift is what we want. Because one,
He'll greedily use it.
He'll greedily use it. It will get rid of the accumulating recoil on your body, which good to know that's a, the quirk is also what sustains the recoil. It's not like it instantaneously happens and then, oh shit, you would just have the recoil and, no gear shift.
Yeah.
But that's also a terrifying risk-reward thing because, like you were saying, greedily using it, Shigaraki is already ridiculously strong.
We don't need him.
We don't need him gear shifting. We don't need him applying a ×5 multiplier onto that, right?
Yeah.
Even if it's something that he can't do often, it's already something where survival is impossible, or victory is impossible because of the disparity in strength.
Yeah.
So to then amp it up even more, where it's you won't be able to, blow away the debris that's disintegrating and knock it into the ocean, so that way, Japan itself doesn't crumble. We do
know though that the strategy that they're going for here, with basically dumping the quirk factors as an attack, is not going to remove Deku's actual strength, though, with One for All. When All Might lost One for All, or transferred it, if you will, he didn't lose all of his strength immediately. So because we're also in combat time, it's even less of a factor in the immediate sense.
Yep.
But the part that I think is scary is that it's going to be a lot of the specific quirk usage that's going to be basically gone.
Right.
And so while you might end up in a situation where you have to get rid of almost all of it, you might be able to hold on to one, like Black Whip, for instance, just to have a ranged move.
Yeah, so that
that Deku can still also, smash. He can still actually fire off some big hits and stuff for maybe a minute or 5 or something.
Yeah, getting close and be able to hit him without disintegrating.
Right, but that's plenty of time for a fight if, we're going to end up actually reaching him through some kind of mental attack.
Also, I'm just going to say, so when they brought up the, hey, how does, your friend pass things on to you, right? And it's the yes, thinking of all the times that Bakugo beat him up and all that stuff, right?
Well, not just beating him up, being like, yeah, Deku,
Yeah, exactly, right? Not exactly a pleasant experience, But where my mind went is the whole thing with the All Might trading card that we have. And I couldn't help but notice that little crack that we had, that we showed, is looks slot shaped. And so
okay.
I'm just thinking at some point when All For One gets sent over, it's gonna be the trading card. It's as the visual,
Oh, sure. Well, you can have all kinds of visualizations as to whatever you want. The idea that Shigaraki basically gave them the idea from the danger sense gets stolen in that brief moment because it was able to sense basically the briefest of moments of
get down, Mr. President,
touching with the souls of the two quirks here. I felt like was really cool, but also kind of pushing us into this do or die situation where Deku's no longer just capable of stalling out as long as possible. I think was actually a really smart writing decision here by Horikoshi because I think that danger sense is just a bit too vague of a power to give to your protagonist.
Especially when they have a bunch of speed and maneuverability things that make it so that
because then you have to convince the audience a lot in order to have us understand why they would then get hit with this danger sense. The idea of you can over rely on it, which we did build up before, but even still that's not something that Deku is going to make the mistake of at this point in the story.
Right.
So you would have to then make him less competent, or you'd have to make Shigaraki somehow find a way to specifically overcome it. So the idea that it's this is how scary it is to have his decay, but also the ability to All For One style steal a quirk happens so quickly in that, the factors themselves are all mixed together as a part of One For All. So having one of them willingly separate to be take me, I'm the easiest thing to pull out of this situation here. I think was really clever because then it sets up the idea of separating the factors and using them strategically. You get like a 3-in-1 writing kind of decision.
The cogs
there.
work together very nicely for what they did.
It clicks very nicely. And from a pacing perspective, you also don't have to explain to us as much what separating from them means because it's an active decision that they can make, regardless of the fact that obviously Shigaraki's hand, that visual shows this is Shigaraki's agency coming in. But it's okay, cool. But in this brief, second here, I have agency to be I'll take the hit, y'all.
Right. We're using the indirection of, seeing them all having their council and all that stuff, right? Even if that's not it might not literally look like that because what would it even look like? What does that even mean? And all that stuff, right? And so it's, we get the hand that comes in and, he takes the hit.
And so I think as far as a way to escalate the fight that was already a glorious spectacle into something where, oh shit, he came just close enough to where he wasn't even fully touching Deku. But that was enough and gone. The fight completely changes. I just applaud it because I became so scared of Shigaraki.
Yes.
Even more so than I already was.
Right. Because, Deku up until now has been not manhandling, but
he's been dancing with death and he's been moving with it.
Yeah, he's been in a bit of a flow state. And, and while Shigaraki is absolutely more powerful.
And is not really losing ground in any way.
Right.
He's just being stalled.
Shigaraki also has pretty solidly not been able to get Deku, right?
Right.
Yeah, and so this is a fun way to make it be like, okay, the fight is fundamentally different now. The fact that it also happens in this way is as a result of All for One, fully dying, going away, and all that stuff. And so there isn't some, tether disconnect, whatever.
Yeah, there's no tether disconnect, and also it's a subtle way to basically say, hey, Shigaraki can maybe more freely just have All for One be used in this way.
Right, because he isn't contending with the, he isn't wrestling to keep All for One down while also fighting Deku.
Right. It's simply there.
Yep.
Yeah, and then also the terror of realizing what Shigaraki's Quirk has been doing all this time, in that the constant passive ruin and decay that's been coming from just him being in this area of the world has sunk the entire region in the ocean's waves. The idea that like Japan just became 2 islands potentially, like that scale is so fun in this like DBZ level, like 2 demigods colliding. But then the threat of, he brought you to Mount Fuji because it's if Mount Fuji erupts, it doesn't really matter where you do things with Japan at that point.
There's going to be...
Mount Fuji is huge.
Yeah.
It should not be erupting anytime soon. Like, if to put that in scale there, like Mount Fuji is so big that if it erupted in our real world right now, like, Japan as a country would be devastated. Actually would be. So the idea that it be forcibly erupted in a way that might even make it more violent of an eruption.
Sure. Yeah.
It's that just kills everybody in Japan,
you'd almost
basically.
hope that the ocean had flooded the area around Mount Fuji. That way it would be less destructive, Right.
And then the idea that he's like, I'm not actually just having it radiate out. I'm
going down.
Deep.
Yeah.
I'm going down.
Yeah, the clarification at the beginning of like, hey, before the whole fight and that mission, all that stuff, it would actually be a lot more helpful if we were dealing with All for One, because like he needs people to rule,
Right.
Like
he kind of wants to be the demon lord, He wants to have that like gross fantasy of having everyone be submitted to him.
Shigaraki might just
wants
destroy
to
the
burn
planet.
it all.
Like he might actually just destroy the planet.
He could. And it's really just the question of, does he maybe care enough about having Spinner see a specific horizon that he won't do that in totality.
And
Who knows?
Also on top of that, he doesn't exactly seem very reasonable and sound of mind right now. So, there's that too.
Yeah, that's the other part that I think was really cool of Deku kind of thinking back to Uraraka's thing of like, well, what might be common sense to me might not be common sense to them.
Right.
And the idea that you could be talking with someone that you go, okay, you're a person, so I'm going to treat you with empathy and with the respect of being a human being, right, a person. But the idea that they could have a worldview, a viewpoint that is so alien to yours that in order to even have a conversation with them, you would have to abandon so much of your perspective of things to even come into alignment a little bit with them, I feel like is fun, because now Deku is basically saying, yeah, I'm going to literally cast off the things that tether me to One for All and All Might.
Oh, yeah.
And what my identity as a hero is. I'm going to even take on a guise with Black Whip, warping my body to the point that I look like a villain. It's like, oh, I would never have guessed you're a hero. And it's I love the Shigaraki complimenting him, like, that you're
fun.
in top form, like, you're doing this. Like, oh, hero, yeah.
Let's boogie,
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And the idea that it might be something where Deku, when he beats Shigaraki, right, beats being in big air quotes, right?
Big air quotes, yeah.
He could be doing it while quirkless, right?
Sure.
Like, it could be something where at the end of the day, like it feels very like Naruto, Sasuke, okay, no time for powers, we're just punching the shit out of each other, right? Like, it's just but not punching in this case, but just hey man, I'm just gonna come up and give you a hug, and if you decide to dust me, you can. Bro. Right? Like he could just do that.
Bro, I just came up with a really stupid idea.
Okay.
What is One for All's actual quirk ability?
To build up and transfer power.
Yeah.
Or, well, technically it's two.
To store. It's to store and transfer.
Well, right. Those were two, and so it combined to sort of make One for All. but
Right.
it was initially one half of that, and then All for One gave the other half. Yeah.
What if they were rejoined? They would, like,
Cancel each other out.
like, wouldn't there be some aspect of this where you could basically have it be let go and it's just
sure.
gone and it's done?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Yes.
Isn't there a way that this could make Shigaraki quirkless?
Well, so I think Shigaraki always has the option of making himself quirkless, because who's to say that you have to transfer it into a vessel that can actually utilize the quirk, right? You know, like you could totally just transfer it into whatever, right? You could transfer it into somebody and then kill them, right? Like any number of things,
So my thought is crazy talk here.
Yeah.
With the idea of the mental world and quirk factors and all that stuff, what if the part of him that is like connected to All for One, right? He basically gives him what he wants, and then in that space, him and Deku beat All for One.
I mean, well, what does it mean if Deku passes on? So, okay, here's the other thing. What we have here with the previous One for All users, and them being able to communicate. If Deku passes on One for All, he effectively is an ex-9th member, right?
Yeah.
At that point, he would probably show up inside Shigaraki, even if
part of him, a facsimile of him.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
In the All Might kind of way, where it's like there isn't the
There's a glowing
mass,
aura.
right? Yeah, but no like full identity, speech, all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, that would take time to manifest, maybe.
Yeah,
that we
because
don't
it did
have.
take. Yeah, okay, good point. Because it did take Deku time to be able to.
But yeah, the All Might part is going to be there. So the idea that All Might also could, instead of it being Deku, it could be All Might working with that part that then saves basically fights off All for One more time.
Right.
And I'm just thinking of the poetry of this.
Oh, sure.
Like, I don't understand exactly the mechanics of how it would work, but there's so much poetry in the idea that they join back together. I mean, it's a crazy theory.
I'm going to take your crazy theory one step further. I do not think this is going to happen, but I want to state that I think this is possible, and that would be sick as shit if it did. Even though I'm sure this story's going to do something better. If Deku were to die, right? So let's say the transfer happens, right? Deku's now quirkless. If Shigaraki decides to kill him, at that point Deku would theoretically be able to live inside him and talk to him.
Yeah.
And Shigaraki wouldn't, to an extent, be able to stop that without dumping the quirk itself, right?
Yeah, I think he would have a lot of ways to stop it.
Not that it would have any control or things like that, or he might decide to not listen to it and all that, right? He was able to handle All for One, for crying out loud, right?
Yeah.
But the idea that you could have something where if Deku were to die and it was a literal death sacrifice on top of the One for All sacrifice, it could then be Deku and Shigaraki talking in that internal space, and maybe Deku finds, the little kid version of him, and then he's like, hey,
I definitely want that. I don't think this story needs Deku to die.
I don't think so either.
I feel like in a lot of ways, I
want Deku to live quirkless.
Well, right, but this self-sacrifice offer here, in my mind, completely overwrites Deku's dying being the sacrifice that he gives. I feel like this is such a better.
This is way better.
This is such a better story decision.
Yeah.
Because you can still have Deku get fucked up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm guessing. Okay, this is what I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Basically, Deku can't die, but that means also he's probably not going to lose his ability to speak. So whatever Shigaraki destroys of his, it's not going to be his mouth and his jaw and all his lungs and all that stuff.
Right.
Everything else is on the table. I will say every other. No, this would be actually cinema. The amount of times fucking Deku has thrown his limbs away like they're nothing. Yeah. Having him basically be limbless, or at the very least, just Mirko style hobbling around on one leg.
Oh, I was gonna say
one arm, maybe.
I mean, we referenced the father final fight, have it end with him being down a leg.
Sure, I'm gonna say at the very least he goes out, Ed style from FMAB.
Yeah.
Leg and arm. He's got Black Whip coming out of his bleeding body.
Oh, no, yeah.
Being the limbs that he needs to just stabilize himself.
The body horror of using telekinesis to keep fighting after the body is destroyed.
I mean, it's literally tentacle powers are always OP.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
It's literally our entire, like, y'all. We joke about this fucking thing. I'm gonna put this in TV tropes, but like this Black Whip here is doing so much heavy lifting.
The fact that they were like, okay, just whatever, just don't get rid of Black Whip. That shit's too important. Like literally the
Horikoshi gets it.
Yeah,
he gets it. It's ridiculous. Yeah. But also I love our main protagonist gets a form that is not some kind of I powered up or I powered up or anything like that. This is the desperate. My body is so breaking.
It is falling apart.
I wrap my own body internally
with the Black Whip
with my powers to just keep it intact.
Oh yeah,
that is peak Deku My Hero Academia energy.
Literally, one of the stories that I've written does that exact thing. Yeah, it's dope as hell, cool. As a concept. Yeah, because if you have something that moves dictated based on your mind or your will, right? Not actual like traditional physics.
Yeah, I don't move my left arm in the left side.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah. Like then why couldn't you do that? You know?
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yep.
I just love it too because it's another thing of where every time My Hero Academia has a character make an important power decision, there is a physical cost associated with it.
Yeah.
And so the idea that he's like, how do I keep fighting like this while I'm having the active recoil basically doing damage to me over time? Well, I take my telekinesis tentacle power and I just twist and
bind myself
actively while doing that here. How long will this last?
Who knows?
An indeterminately small amount of time. Like there is a small amount of time that the plot can decide however much it's going to be.
In combat terms, it's might as well be forever. But in like, no, he is not going to just live in this form, constantly walking around or whatever.
Yeah, at some point it will not work anymore. And when that happens, we will have already expected it to not work anymore. We will start to see it fray and break apart and everything.
At absolute best, he uses it to collapse in a pile of flesh and bone at a hospital of someone with a quirk, right? Like that's the best.
That's the he survives and he doesn't lose, his life and everything.
Right. Yeah.
And the ability to use his nervous system and all that jazz.
Yep.
But hey, as far as the preamble for the full fight here, this was
awesome.
Pretty sick. Also, I just gotta say, Shigaraki like aura farming and walking as the ground and the earth
that was dope
around
as hell.
Just floats up. It's the thing of like, I keep forgetting that like he doesn't have to be actively touching it the whole time. It's just he sent it out,
and now it's
just actively doing its thing.
Also, the fact that his quirk doesn't affect him is the most necessary part of everything.
Well, that's because he's actively, like, he's literally sending it out with his mind away from him.
Well, no, right. But, yes. But, like, we've even had the whole idea of, like, debris could then transfer it, like, if it touches something.
Yes.
Because, man, that would... no Medusa nonsense, he, knocks a piece of dirt into the air and then it gets in his eye and he's like, oh shit,
we're going for epic scale stuff here. And even if maybe a part of it did hit him, he just regenerates it. It's
sure.
He's in God territory right now.
He takes away the localized quirk in that location that would cause him to disintegrate.
He doesn't need to deal with that.
Right.
So we're in for it. We're in for a treat.
One other thing that I did like as a little detail is Ed Shot being like, hey, All Might, don't go to sleep because if you do, you're dead. That even though that's like a little thing, I'm not worried about All Might actually dying or anything like that, right?
Sure.
I like that as a little reminder of like, hey,
you're still a human being, bro.
You're still a human being. These people have put everything on the line, put out prodigious efforts and everything. The biggest issue now is oh my God, how do we get a medical trauma team to the locations where each of these fights ended, right?
Yeah.
Because they're not doing too good.
They're not doing too good.
But,
to bring up another thing here, if we do find a way to depower Shigaraki a little bit, that would also then be really fun to then have a lot of Deku's friends stumbling into this, forest area around Fuji or what have you, and then throwing their little bit of effort to keep Shigaraki from
hurting Deku.
From
or
hurting
whatever.
Deku
Yeah,
more.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yep.
Especially if Deku's quirkless at that point, because I feel like the themes of this story are such that Deku didn't just show like Bakugo, like the people that were not friendly to him in the earlier parts. Like Aizawa wasn't even really supportive of him. Like he didn't just show them that he could be a hero. He showed every one of his friends, but then by doing that, he then showed them what it is to be a hero. And all of them have their own problems and their own also image of what being a hero is. So they didn't need Deku to be the one to do that. But the idea that they're all carrying that, so if they were the ones that then came around to save him, even though mechanically they're over at Mount Fuji right now, they're far away now. There's not that much time passing for them to necessarily get there. There might be some characters that are on the roster somewhere that I'm like, wait, where are they right now? I mean, maybe.
Right, realistically, if people did start to do that, then it's it's kind of dusty. Oh shit, and then they disappear. You know?
Right. Yeah. It's that scary right now. Now, he did blow away the decay that was actively hitting the ground.
Right. Yes. So that's awesome.
That was cool. But yeah, this is something where the next episode might be the internal battle and the physical battle, but I don't think we're ending the fight anytime soon.
Also, something that I just thought of when you were talking about what it means to be a hero and what a hero looks like, that goes so well with I would never guess that you were a hero, right? You know, like looking at him, yes, because sometimes you need a hero to be crazy, like All Might and Bakugo are, and yes, Deku is, where it's no, it doesn't matter, I will fight like a madman in order to save you.
Yeah, blood and body parts flying off and everything,
That's what I'm about, and so that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing.
Do I look like a crazy person? Am I a crazy person? Yeah.
So, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.